Welcome to another episode of Inside Job, War on Addiction. As always, I thank LATV. Certainly without LATV, this show would not exist because I couldn't do it myself anywhere. So this is their show also. And that's Carl, Jack, Alan, Bradley, Keith, and Carl. I said Carl, maybe. Okay, so I quote Dr. Gabor Mate, as I do in every show, because he's my inspiration to do this show. So he explains addiction. And this is from his book, Realm of the Hungry Ghost, and that's what got me into this. I had to do something. So addiction, biological, chemical, neurological, physiological, medical, social, emotional, political, I think I said economical, biological, and spiritual. So it's just not an easy way to get sober. It's difficult, it's complicated, but like my friend Louie and myself, we did it, and we both been down there. So with that, I will introduce Louie, who came down, and I really appreciate it, because you're coming down, you're spilling your guts, and I really appreciate it. It's not for everybody. So, how old are you?
I am 58 years old.
58. You look good.
Thank you.
And don't say anything you don't want to say, okay? But environment, growing up. Where did you grow up?
I came to New York in 1969, and I was raised there for 17 years.
Okay.
And
So Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, yes.
Till you were how old?
I was 9 years old when I came from Puerto Rico, and then I left New York when I was 28.
Okay. And where did you travel to then?
Then I moved over to Springfield, Massachusetts.
Rough place.
Yeah, I figured that I will move because things were not working out for me, and that I thought that New York City was not a place for me. There's too much drugs, too much chaos, problems, and I couldn't stay out of trouble. So I figured that if I moved, I didn't move willingly. I was asked to move. So I got involved with a relationship, and I suggested, let's get out of here. If you have any family out of town, let's get out of here. She suggested and said, yeah, I got family in Massachusetts. And I left with that person.
Yeah.
And it's like if you have a donkey in a box, and you send them over across town. When you open the box next town, the donkey's still there.
Yeah.
I thought I was just moving the problem, not knowing that I was the problem myself.
A new place.
A new place, I would think.
A new beginning.
A new beginning, I thought. And, you know, I had the good intentions. And,
of course you did.
And I wanted to give it a shot, but soon enough, you know, as soon as I got over Springfield, like I say, I came from a city that never slept, and going to Springfield was like a city that never wakes up.
Really? It's a pretty good city, pretty good size.
Yeah.
Nothing to New
But
York,
nothing
though.
to New York. It's the Big Apple, a city that never sleeps.
Yeah.
So to me, it was quite a dramatic change, and I was not used to it. So I said, here I go again. I am bored. I can't do this. I don't know hardly nobody. And easily this thinking sets in and say, why don't you just, feel better and go get a 40?
Yeah, cocaine.
Yeah, that was next. I was filling out the area. I was feeling out where the package store was, and once I get to the package store, there's always people in the front of the package store that you're gonna meet, and you're gonna engage, and you're gonna find everything you want there
Right.
through, So that's what I did, and soon enough, I was already hanging out.
Were you getting in trouble? Oh, you were only 9 when you left. What part of New York?
I came from Bronx, New York.
Bronx.
Yeah, and bad, low section where kind of ghetto.
Yeah.
By the close to the projects. That's all. People hung out around there. People were low income financially.
Right.
Living on welfare. Not that does matter a lot, but usually, it ain't much happening. You're getting everything by the government, so
Right.
there's not really much effort you want to put into anything. So it's easily to get involved with the negativity.
Yeah.
So, and also, I always felt like I was a shy kid.
Oh, yeah?
I was kind of shy.
You aren't now.
Well, I've grown a lot through life experience.
Yeah.
And I'm involved and now with, I work a lot in the field today. So anyway, I don't
Yeah.
want to.
Well, explain that a little.
Yeah. Well, today, I can say that today, after, going through what I went through in my life over 37 years and just getting myself beat up by addiction and finally going back to jail, in and out, I finally came to the conclusion that after I got out and I was involved in a relationship and I got out of it. I was not happy, and through the fellowship, because I got involved with the fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous, and I got to meet a lot of great people, and I thought that would never be a possibility that I meet great people that were where I was or been through what I've been through, and they could identify with me and understand me, and. I tell you, once I turned my life around, I decided to be honest with myself and others. So, I was like kind of homeless, but not homeless because I had money. But I knew I had people that could take a chance with me because I was sober. I had a good reputation of being honest, and people took a chance and let me in their house until I could figure out what I was going to do and get my own apartment. So. In the meantime, the word was spreading, and there was a guy that needed a house manager at a sober house, which is called Crossing Over Sober House, Inc., Incorporated with Matt.
Fitchburg.
In Fitchburg, Massachusetts, yeah. And all of a sudden, I get a call from this guy that had heard my story 4 years prior to that.
Wow.
When he said that, when he got my name and looked at his contact, my name was already updated and registered in his contact list. And he said, well, this is what I have for you. I'm looking for a manager, and this is what's on the table, on and on and on. And I said, I never did this kind of job. And he said, don't worry, I'll take you in. I'll take baby steps with you.
Good.
I was nervous, I've been in prison before, and I know how to handle myself with 1,200 inmates. And there's no fear in me because I did time with people that were doing life and on and on. And I'm a very sociable guy and nice going guy, and and I have that personality ever since I did time for the first time in Rikers Island. But nevertheless, going into a job like this, the personality and that has to change a little bit in order to interact with the guys and connect and all that. So I gave it a thought. I said, let me think about it for a couple of days, and I called them up after, and I said, I'm going to give it a shot. If you say you're going to deal with me with baby steps and all that, and I did that, and I happened to got called also the same day for another job for a restaurant at
Oh.
the Blueprint in Westminster as a dishwasher because, I had blown my career and everything, all my dreams and all that through
Which
drugs.
was what, your career?
Well, I signed up in high school to be an airplane mechanic.
Oh.
And then if that wasn't going to be the case, I told my mom, I wanted to be a professional boxer and a good one because I had the good team on my corner. And then I had a third option. I wanted to be a policeman. Nevertheless, I became the opposite of that.
Right.
The police
Right.
chasing me after that.
Right.
So anyway, I got interviewed for the restaurant and because I had worked at the Colonial prior to that in Gardner, and it's a hotel, and I left that job, and then I went for the interview, and the Ale House also gave me an interview, and I was debating which one to take. I needed money, I needed a job, I needed to get something going so I could move on because drinking and drugging was not an option for me at this point, and it has never dawned me ever since. I got my gift of desperation was getting beat up so much for so long, so often, constantly. So I learned through the fellowship and my recovery and doing inside work in myself how to deal with Louie and get to know Louie. I knew that would not be an option. So anyway, I signed up for the job, and then I told the people at the restaurant I got another job offer as a manager at this place. And she said, okay, no problem. Over here, you're welcome to work. You can work for us as many days as you want, but we like the reputation you brought with you. It was the reputation that came with me, that a guy that was already in the job said, I know him, he worked with me at Colonial. Don't even give him an application, sign him in right away. And that was an honor and a nice feeling. And she signed me in, and it's going on 18 months. I'm still there, and I've given my best.
Oh, so that's another job that you have.
That was the job that that was the original job that I signed in, and then the guy called me the same day to come and see if I wanted try out the manager's job for the Sobo. So I told her yes, but I got a job, and then anyways, at the end of the day, I talked to both bosses, and they worked it out to work with me. I told them if I'm at this job, I get calls from here. I got to respond to the calls because I'm on duty, even when you think I'm not.
Right.
She said, no problem, because I'm not just answering the phone calls just to socialize or entertain myself. I work in a sober house, and I got to be standing by it at all times.
Yeah.
She said, no problem, Louie. So, and the guy said, I told him, if you want, I'll work at the restaurant, but if you want, I could not take the job at the restaurant. He said, it's fine with me.
To work up there?
To work on both jobs.
Ooh.
So I signed up for both of them.
How's that going with doing two jobs?
It's pretty, it's not overburdened. I'm able to do it and keep up with my physical, work ethic because, thank God, I feel good and I'm able to do it. And he took baby steps with me at the sober house.
Yeah.
And I've been there over 18 months. I went to a manager's training to better myself.
Wow.
I've been certified. And,
you've been certified.
Yeah, I went.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. And that was a blast right there. And getting to know more about how to help guys and give back.
How many people?
I'm right now managing, in total, I could be managing from 12 to 14 guys.
That's a lot of guys.
Yeah.
I did it. I had 16 guys.
Look at that.
It's no easy feat, is it?
No, it's not easy. But the beauty of it is that I grow with them.
Oh yeah.
And I get to see myself where they at, where I was. And I love these guys because they're just one like me, herd puppies, trying to make it again in life because this is really life or death. This is life or death. This is not like you're going to bingo and see if you win or This is life or death. This is not like you're waiting for an
Sorry.
airplane. If it comes, oh, you missed the plane. This is life or death. You keep taking one more shot, it might be your last shot.
That's right.
So,
That's right.
I put all my heart into working with these guys, and I try to let them know that I didn't just drop in here. I've been where you guys are, and it's not easy, but it's doable.
Right.
And we got the theme in our sober house, which is called "Alone You Can, but Together We Can."
Oh, nice.
So that's our
Nice.
message that we have, to send it out, and it tells you a lot. And I'm jumping from here a lot because,
No.
but we have a high demand, a big high waiting list because not only because we go out into the public and bring information, it's because the guys in the house that been there or they there or moved on or graduated or were there a little bit of time but were not ready and decided to test the waters again, they spread the word. And they keep, and the house and the list keeps growing and all that. We got a full house right now. And,
Congratulations.
Yeah, and it's just an awesome job. We do the 12-step program. We show them, that in order to deal with life on life's term, you need people in your life. You need a base, a foundation. You need a tools. You need a sponsor. You need to sign up to a group. You need to do the things you never. We suggest. We don't tell them you need it. We suggest to them to do it because we tell them if you want what we have, do what we do, and you're gonna get exactly what we have.
Right.
You gotta wanna. This is not for people that need it. There's a lot of people that need it. It's for people who want it.
Right.
It only works if you want it. And we gotta go get it just like we went and got our booze, our drugs, our syringes, on and on and on. You gotta go get it. It's not gonna come to you.
Right.
Even when you deliver and ask for delivery, you still gotta pay the price. Give them a tip
Right.
or pay with a card.
Right.
So, and we got to walk through snowbanks, walk through dead bodies. We want to because I show them that in order to me to be living today, not just existing, I had to do what it took. And I put the same effort into recovery as I did my hustling out there to get my drug insurance. So I show the guys and I click with them and I talk with them. They say, wow.
Yeah.
And they feel good about it because they finally say to someone, I thought I was the only junkie out there that nobody would understand me. So when we look eye to eye, they know they're not alone doing this. We're doing this together.
Right. So I know you've been sober for how many years now?
A little bit over 11 years. September 26, 2019 will be 12 years. I've been clean from all substance, and I've been able to do that. Don't ask me how. I never thought I'd be seeing this in my life because I never imagined it, and I never will give it up. I could say that firmly. I love what I have, and I've been through a lot of trials and tribulations. I've been through divorce. I've been through the valley of death with the news that my liver, because I hurt my liver, and I was put on the transplant list and all this. And I could have said, you know what, I'm going to die. Might as well get it one more shot in. And I was not an option, never thought of it. I said, I got my mother looking down on me. I don't want to disappoint her. She never saw me sober. She never saw me clean. I just don't do it for myself. I do it for her. She's proud of me, I know. And every day I get on my knees, and at night I say, Mom, this is another one for you. And your prayers were not answered when you was down here, but they finally got answered. And but I do not take it for granted. I do not forget where I came from. I stay humble so I don't have to fumble. And I stay small and teachable. I do not think I'm all that in a bag of chips because my addiction chewed me up and spitted me out
Yeah.
to almost not be recognized. And who do I think I am today to think I'm all that and be prideful and look down on people? The only time I look down on people is when I'm extending my hand to try to pick them up and tell them, dust yourself up, pick yourself up, and let's do this again. It's not how many times you fall, it's how many times you get right back up and do
Right.
it again. You become a failure when you stop trying.
Right.
And that's my ethic and the way I go about, you know, where there's no faith and hope. I try to shed a little bit of that with my experience, strength, and hope and story. Because, believe me, if somebody wants to know what's being down in the bottom and still dig for bottom, you can ask Louie. I was at a point where I pushed the carriage. I ate from the dumpsters. I fought for my trash because there were other bumps around me that wanted to dig in there. And I said, wow, my mother never would never, you know, be kind of, she'd be kind of sad to even see me at that point. But I always hid everything from her. That I didn't want my mother to see that because she would cry her life. I would kill her softly, and I did eventually, but, you know, that's not where my mother wanted me, how my mother wanted me to grow up. But that was the choice I picked because I just got involved with drugs like a recreational thing, like an enjoyment. And I had that first drink, and I had that first drink, and then I had that next drink, and then not knowing that that drink was going to have me.
How old were you when you had your first drink?
I was 9 years old when I had my first drink, and I did it in the kitchen while my mother was cooking and my stepfather were there. They were drinking hardcore liquor. And I said, Mom, you guys, I see how happy you guys get and how you guys get into a fight. I want a shot of that too. And I whine and pound, and I told Mom, I want a shot a little bit, at least on the cup. And she gave me that little shot. And you know what? When it hit my liver and I felt that heat coming down, I said, oh, I love this.
Yeah.
I felt like dizzy. I even grabbed the knife and I stabbed the refrigerator. I said, what are you doing? She said. I said, I just feel so like that. Not knowing that that would be a sign where my life would take off, and I became a violent person after that. And that was a sign right there. I picked up a knife and stabbed the refrigerator at 9 years old. Like the alcohol right away took over.
Yeah.
And made me feel like King Kong. Or,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Invincible.
Invincible, immortal. So after that, I didn't have to ask my mother. I knew what I was going to do behind her back.
And you did.
And I did.
Once you had that first drink, you
It was
never
on.
looked back.
Yes, correct.
That's why you're so good with these people, and I know you're good at your house.
Thank you.
I know it. And, you know, when I was running the house, there really wasn't anything that they would tell me about with themselves that I hadn't done. Not jail, but everything else. You know,
could
divorce,
identify. Yeah.
going down the tube, suicide, you know. But I clicked with them, and it was working real good. I said it was tough, but how is it? How do you cope with when somebody picks up a drink there? We got 5 minutes.
It's sad. It makes me sad, you know. And right there, why they feeling bad and guilty about it and shameful, I try to tell them, you know, it's not good to hear it, but I told them part of recovery, there's a relapse in between. You don't have to, but it's part of the process. Okay, kid? But tell me how you feel, and the difference, and how can I help you to get back? We'll take them to a detox. We just don't place them outside, and we tell them, you like that feeling that you had, you was on that journey and all that. I say, yeah. So they kind of long for it again, and they pick themselves up most of the time. And after 30 days, we evaluate them, we keep tabs on them, wherever we send them, and they qualify again.
Okay.
We don't give up on them.
Okay.
And some of these guys are on their journey now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And living a life to the
Right.
max with family and,
Right.
and you know.
It's such a horrible disease, and so insidious that you know you're feeling good, right? You're sober, and then boom, whatever will take you out. But it sounds like a lot of people are making it with you, and you're helping yourself, and you're going to have, I believe, a long career doing this. And so the red light's about to come on, so we're going to wrap this one up. We're going to take a break, and then we'll do another half hour. But it's really going good.
Thank you.
So that's a wrap.